All right, I believe we are officially live, gentlemen. Let's give everyone a second to log in to the broadcast. Give everyone a chance to hop on over. Let me let Nathan know we're live as well. Nathan know we're live as well. Turn my volume down. Okay. I would like to check Facebook and make sure everything is good over there. Let's see. Facebook. Boom. And let's go to National Blitz League.
Do you have a chat open?
Do I?
Yeah.
What you mean?
For like the viewers? Is there something? Does that go through Facebook?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
If they comment from either platform, I'll be able to see which platform it came from, but it'll all disseminate through the app.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, so yeah, we're live
right there
as well. Yep.
That's a nice app.
Perfect. Let's go. Andrew Bryant, welcome to the stream. Come on in. We about to get started, fellas. Got us another barn burner, Chicago versus New York. We will have the final scores. What's up, Finest? We will have the total team scores in just a moment. Our illustrious Nathan Kelly is working on those totals as we speak. But of course, we have our 13 versus 13 National Masters Invitational, Chicago versus New York, the undefeated. Y'all see me repping the shirt. The undefeated Chicago Chess Blitzers, baby. Taking on the New York Chess Squad, or we got to give them some official name. Graif, have you guys came up with a name yet, bro? Let me unmute you real quick.
I don't think so. In the NBL, I ran the New York Wolves season 2, but I don't know that we have an official name.
Cool. All right, so James Jeffrey, welcome. Andrew Bryant, welcome. Chase Ford, welcome. Finest Tucker, welcome. I see New York is in the house. I'm going to need some of my Chicago guys to jump on and show some love. We're going to get started in just a moment. It'll be 21 games, 11 of Blitz, 3 minutes, no delay, and 10 of Lightning or Bullet Chess, which is 1 minute, no delay. So it's going to be some magical fireworks going down. Both of these guys are masters, so you're not looking at any slouches play. If you're new to this National Blitz League page, you know what? I'm actually going to share it myself from my personal page while we wait for everybody to tune in. James Jeffrey says, we the best. Uh-oh, NYC, New York Chumps is a good name. Okay, the rivalry has begun, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me see. I'm going to actually share this. Or should I do a watch party? I'll just do it for my personal. Versus NY Masters Invitational. All right. If you guys are on Facebook, as I see most of the comments that are coming in are, feel free to share it to your list so that those friends who may be interested in chess can tune in. But we're gonna get started, guys. No need to keep waiting and belaboring the point. It's already late. He's definitely William Graif is East Coast, so he's already an hour ahead, and we're already at 9 something in Chicago. So let's get started. How you fellas feeling, man? Unmute yourselves and talk to the people. Graif, let's start with you. How you feeling, brother?
I'm doing great. Yeah, school has started here, mostly online, but I'm very ready for this match. I may or may not have prepped and checked over my last games, but you know, can't reveal anything just yet. But we'll see.
That's what's up, man. How does it feel to have a commanding lead? New York is winning right now.
So it's great, as expected, you know, but let's keep that going.
All right. Mike, talk to us. How you feeling, Mike?
Feeling pretty inspired by my ex-roommates' play in the last match that just finished up. I think,
absolutely.
Giving us a little bit of momentum coming into this. So
yeah. So listen, guys, we just had, this is a double header tonight. It's Friday night. We had to double the spice. We just had International Master Joel Bonawa representing New York take on Chicago's very own International Master Eric Rosen. It was a phenomenal time, broadcasted on Twitch. Now we're on Facebook and YouTube right now for part 2. So we're going to get into it. Again, it is 21 games. It will be 11 at 3 minutes and 10 at 1 minute. I'm going to switch to my screen so I can start following you guys, and then I'll give you the green light for you guys to challenge one another. I'm going to go ahead and follow. Let's start with Potter, and then we'll switch the board around as the match goes on. Okay, so we're ready to rock and roll. Whenever you guys are ready, you can send the challenge. Good luck, gentlemen, and don't forget to mute your devices.
Cool. Hey, well, before you, are you sending the challenge, or do you want me to? I'm pretty terrible with the Lichess interface, so.
Okay, I challenge you to 3-0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do it.
Sweet.
All right, I'm gonna mute this tab.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so the players can no longer hear me. I will be delivering your commentary tonight. For those who don't know me, God D Muhammad is the new handle. Y'all formerly knew me as God Daniel X. Had to switch it up a little bit. Got a new name, Muhammad on the back of it. So make sure you follow me on Lichess and chess.com at God D Muhammad. They are underway. I'm going to deliver some commentary. So we got us starting off with Sicilian. Okay, one thing I don't like, of course, is the isolated pawns that white has already. So when you get into the end game, you always want your pawns to kind of be in the same rows because they can support one another. When you separate them like this and have two separate ones with an empty file in between and an empty file in between, it always makes that pawn what we call isolated, and isolated pawns are easy to attack. Black has some development issues. Actually, you can see his rooks and bishops are kind of behind the pawns right now. So these pieces can't get out. So white has to do something to take some initiative as fast as possible in order to secure the victory. If you look at the overall score, Potzer play on the bottom here has a commanding lead. He's almost up double the score of Graif. So we're hoping that that's a telltale sign of what's going to happen tonight. Hopefully he can keep that type of momentum. But listen, in cage matches, anything can happen. A lot of these scores are one-off games where you're just playing online and you run into each other, or maybe a National Blitz League matchup or arena where you kind of hit each other and then play another player. But in a cage match, you got 21 games, just you and that person. All right. Black looks solid. I don't see him having his development stifled. Of course, he want to go e6, eventually get the bishop out, and then either castle or at least bring the king up and get the rook into the center. That has to be Black's game plan. If I was white, I would create a little bit of space. As we saw, he just played e6 here, like I said. I would create a little bit of space to make sure that our back rank is secure. And besides that, try to manipulate to get both of these pawns and only sacrifice your one, which will bring the game back to even. Black does have one additional pawn on the board. If we count them up, white has 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 4 and 5. And black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm not sure what he's going for here. This looks like a mistake. This is definitely supported with the bishop and the rook. So unless he got a trick up his sleeve, it looks like, yeah, it looks like white is now down the exchange on top of having a runaway pawn on the A file. So Graif is looking very good, in a very good position to take game number 1. But again, we have a total of 21. All right. Who won Rosen versus Benoit? That was Eric Rosen. He won, I believe, 13.5 to 7.5, Andrew. Yep. So Chicago took that last match and got a additional 6 points to close the gap in between the two scores. However, New York is in the total lead. So we can't get too excited from that. We still got some work to put in. All right. I think black has really salvaged their position. Again, now the rook is trapped. It has nowhere to go, so it's going to have to sack another piece. This is definitely resignable. White really has nothing that can be done to counteract black's initiative. So these are both masters. I'm sure he's going to resign. Okay, he's still playing. I'm not sure why, but we'll see where it leads him. Okay, so now, yep, king is going to step up, and rook is going to slide over, and that should be just about ball game. White has to respond to this threat. His bishop is under attack. But I think after this, there's really nothing for white to play for. Ouch, that's another piece. All right, so yeah. So white came in cold. Some would say ice cold. This is not looking good in game number 1, but it's just the first game. Sometimes you got to knock off the kinks, see what you're dealing with. So give them a couple of games to settle in. But right now, Graif kind of took a commanding advantage in game number 1. Unless there's some magical, super egregious mistakes, this is an easy walk in the park for white. Yeah, there's nothing that can be done. Go ahead and resign. Ample time. 45 seconds is more than enough. All right. Let's check out some of the comments. All right. If you're in the chat, tell us who you got tonight. Show us some love on YouTube and Facebook. Are you rooting for New York? Are you rooting for Chicago? This is actually New York. For those who don't know and don't keep up with the National Blitz League, or you're new to the National Blitz League, this is actually the New York's first city versus city cage match. All right. Masters Invitational. We didn't take any experts or lower players. Only Masters were invited to this one. New York is looking good right now. But let me just balance it out by saying this. Chicago is undefeated. They've destroyed Ohio. They've destroyed Detroit. They've beaten Florida. They've beaten Memphis, St. Louis, and probably a couple other teams that I can't remember right now. But I am the team captain of the Chicago Chess Blitzers, and we are undefeated. So we're trying to keep that run and that momentum. I believe we're 6-0 or maybe 7-0 now after beating Florida. But we're trying to keep that momentum going and trying to come back in a very tough battle. New York definitely came to play this series, so we got our work cut out for us. But we have tonight's matchup that's going on right now. We have one more on Sunday, and then our final match will be on Thursday of next week with one of our previous matches that were rescheduled and postponed. Okay, so what we got? Kind of balanced right now. I see some little tactical tricks from Black. I got God bodying the whole New York Chess League, blindfolded in a dark room, handcuffed on Friday 13th, sitting under his ladder with 6 broken mirrors around him and a black cat in his lap. Eric Rosen says, go Potts play. Again, Eric, if you're tuned into this, thank you for your great performance. We appreciated watching your matchup, man. It was a great match. Nerves of steel. You know what I mean? And the music, that's just legendary. It added a whole different charisma and personality to the stream. Eric Rosen, guys, if you have yet to follow him, he is an avid YouTuber. So make sure you follow Eric Rosen, a great guy, great videos on chess commentary and how to get better. So follow Eric Rosen on YouTube as well. Okay. It looks like I would prefer Black in this position, but there's a lot of chess left in this position. Right now, I can see that even though this appears to be bad, it can easily be rerouted. I was going to show all the squares, but it can easily be rerouted back into the game. I don't like this backwards pawn that's on E6. So I believe that this is going to become an attacking point. Right now, it's supported by the queen, but you got to have your sights set on this, not to mention this rook that is on the F file is preventing Black from castling. So if Black did want to castle to safety, he would actually have to go queenside, which is very open. And also he has the risk of getting forked if he queenside castles because his rooks will be hit by the knight. So he's kind of tied up right now. Black can't just get his king to safety immediately. So I see some tactical combinations. He's trying to snap pawn here. If rook takes back, your queen will come and snap the knight. I think he can still play it. And that's with check. Yeah, so there's the tactic. He takes the pawn on H7. If he takes back with knight, it takes back with knight or rook. You just take this one with your queen, and you get your piece right back, including the additional pawn. This is cute. He appeared to be trapped, but he can always retreat the knight. Bad pawn structure. Black's position is very loosey-goosey. However, this is a huge threat because he's coming to attack that weak diagonal. And that's the price that he had to pay by taking that bishop off of that very powerful G2 square and sacrificing it for that knight. So now his light squares are weak. Let's see if Black can capitalize by going here. I'm thinking just blockade that pawn and keep him stationary. Absolutely. Now the pawn can't push, which means that this diagonal can't be opened. So it's a difficult position. If he wants to fork, there it is. Like I said, if he queenside castle, he's going to lose a piece. So now you got to make up his mind. I'm liking white right now, but it's not easy. There's a lot of possibility left for black. I know Graif has been in the dungeon, man. I believe he's been training with a grandmaster for quite some time now. A little bit about his resume. He was also the Canadian Youth Junior Champion. So he's no slouch. But Michael Auger is not a rookie to the cage matches either. So he's been on Reigns of Terror as well in these 21 gauge cage matches. So Chicago, go Wooju. Go woohoo. Go Chicago. Oh, go Chicago, go. Woohoo. Hi from Puerto Rico. Welcome Ismael Soto from Puerto Rico. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, for this match, William Graif. Dang, Finest. Finest, you're a native Chicagoan. You play at the Chicago Chess Club and you're rooting for Graif, who is from New York. Disrespectful, Finest. We may have to put hands and feet on you at the next sighting. Y'all up against the best state now, though. 6-1 will be our score after this. Heard it all before, Andrew, but from my recollection, you came to Chicago. How did it treat you, Mr. New Yorker? Eric Rosen, my pleasure. It was fun, absolutely. But go Chicago. NY is not other states. NY is NY. True, but that whole conversation about what New York is, that's kind of an outdated past tense type of conversation. Like y'all used to have the smoke. Y'all were the mecca of chess, meaning past tense. All right. Y'all got competitors in Chicago, St. Louis, Charlotte, right? The rest of the world is catching up. So y'all definitely have the highest density of strong chess players. That is 1-to-1. Potzer play pulled that one out, by the way. We got us a match on our hands, guys. 1-to-1. He says facts. They'll realize that after the match is done. Sounds all good. NY is basic. They rely on time too much. Man, listen, Chase Ford, I know you're a Chicago promoter, and I love you. But I want to say this to everybody out there. Chess is a piece. Time is a piece. The clock is a piece. So people who play for time, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because, time is of the essence. And if you don't respect time, you don't know how to manage time, that can come back to bite you in the butt. So I'm perfectly okay with that. But this game is all William Graif. Okay. All right, let's get back to the match. Let's see what we got. It looks like they did the exact same thing as last time. We got us another Sicilian with the C3 variation, E5 push, coming to the center. What Mike got out of this last time was not good. So I think he's either got to come up with something better. But he goes right back into the same line and gives up the C-file pawn, not even trying to hold on to it. So evidently he feels that this is okay. In game number 1, it didn't appear okay, but nonetheless, he believes it is. Let's go Chicago. Milton Thornton, welcome to the stream. Thank you for rooting for the CCB, baby. All right. So really, I think in this conversation, what it's really going to boil down to is how many times will they play this line and Auger give up the C-file pawn? And when he gives up the C-file pawn, can he ever work some type of manipulation to get these 2 pawns to offset this 1 pawn? All right, but to allow these 2 pawns to become pass and to get going up the board, you're going to have a problem every single game. If he's going to play these type of positions, I think I would prefer black in these, but let's see what Auger is able to come up with. Right now, he's offering to give up the E-file pawn. But of course, by giving up the E-file pawn, he's going to lose out on the B7 pawn because the bishop will take that one. So right now, he's not biting, but maybe here, just play over, attack the B pawn anyway. But let's see what he comes up with. Again, 1-to-1 is the score. Absolutely. And he's always fishing in I think Indiana and Kentucky. So maybe we need to kick him to the curb, Chase. Chase says we're kicking you out of Chicago, Finest. It's Chicago or nothing. Chicago or die. Okay, that's interesting. That's a little different. I didn't expect C2. I thought he would stay on the back rank. But I guess attempting to accomplish something, but also protecting the A2 pawn. He figured he could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm curious as to what the engine say about giving, like, he just kind of willingly gave up that C-file pawn twice. So I'm wondering if that was analysis, that if you spend too much time trying to protect the C pawn, maybe you gain or you lose traction in other areas. So I'm willing to see what I'm wondering what the engine says about that C3 pawn. Let me go back a little bit while we're at it. Okay, he took the knight here. Of course, white just takes back. This is hanging, and he gets the pawn. Okay, so for whatever reason, but he has back rank problems. Okay, so what he's going for now is he wants him to snap this pawn. His rook will come over. He's looking for the back rank here. The black square bishop can't come back. He's also has his light square bishop threatened. So I think that was a miscalculation, and now white has equalized, which is good, but I don't think that white playing for equalization is the way to go either. So I think he may be satisfied mentally as far as equalizing the position, but I think overall, the fact that white is looking to catch up is not a good concept that I think he should be looking for. Because white gets first move in chess, you should always be looking for the initiative, not for how to catch up. I would probably go here. He has one or two options. Either he could trade, which I don't like, or I would just play something, get ready for like some F4 type stuff as well. All right, back, yep, and then get ready for F4, or just hold the position. I think you're actually fine here. Looks very drawish to me. They're down to time, okay, of course, 27 seconds. You know, somebody's gonna clock or flag. Michael Auger, I think this was my synopsis before we got into today's match. I thought that Auger and William will go back and forth in the blitz portion of today's match, but I thought when Bullet came down to it, that is where Auger would shine and pull away with the lead and the victory. Isn't that okay? So now it's looking definitely drawish. When you have opposite color bishops, you have a light square versus a dark square bishop, and even pawns. More than likely, it's supposed to end in a draw, but of course, time plays a factor. So we're down to 10 and 13 seconds. All right, definitely a draw. They're purely going to play for time here. All right, there we go. And we got us a draw. Okay, so 1.5, 1.5. These guys are banging it out. Jessica Williams. That's my cousin. What's up, cuz? What are their ratings? Milton Thornton. These are both masters. They're both national masters. USCF, I can look it up for you real quick. But I believe that Graif is around 2,300 and Auger is around 2,230-ish. But we can get actual facts instead of guessing. Let's go Auger. Okay, so Michael Auger, his official rating. What's taking so long? Search. Okay, so his official USCF regular rating is 2,235. 2,235. In Blitz, he's 2,296, approaching 2,300. And Graif, the other national master, his rating is let's see. Okay, so William Graif is 2,344 regular, and his Blitz rating is 2,274. So in Blitz ratings, United States Chess Federation, they're both very close. In their regular rating, which is the longer time controls, tournament chess, Graif has a lead of about 100 points, 100 and about 5 to 109, 110 points. So he's definitely stronger over longer time controls, but because this is Blitz, according to their USCF ratings, Michael Auger has a slight edge, about 20-point edge. Left hand man, didn't know this was going on. Absolutely, man. You know we stay with it. New York versus Chicago, 13 Masters taking on 13 Masters. It's been a back and forth. I can actually get those standings to you. Let me show you guys. So far, we've played 10 matches. And let me see. I was actually supposed to get the total team scores. And I think Nathan texted me. So right now, New York has a total of 110.5 points. And Chicago has 92.5 points. So you're looking at a spread of about 13 games. No, I'm sorry. No. That's 18 games. So 18 game difference. There's 3 matches left. This match, a match on Sunday, and one more match next Thursday. So based on what happens in those 3 matches will determine which team gets the victory. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get back to the stream. Chicago can't lose. I agree, man. I agree. Chicago should not lose. Let me see. Let me get back to a little bit of commentary. So in this position, white is clearly advantaged. There is bishop to bishop. All right, bishops and knights are equal, or they're worth the same amount of points. Let me say it like that. So that's 3-3. However, we have rook to rook. And then we have this knight versus this rook. A rook is worth 5. A knight is worth 3. So piece-wise, white has a slight edge. When you have 2 bishops on the board at the same time, they control both colors. So that's also a plus for white. Not to mention that he's dogging this file. The king is not safe. So this is very, very dangerous. But black is going to go for the gusto and try to open up this position. He may lose a piece here because I don't see how he can hold on to this knight with this pawn attacking him. So this might be resignable, but let's see what black does. He may have to try a last-ditch effort to sack here. But after he captures here, I don't see the mate. Yep, so this is over. He's going to snap here, and the queen actually holds all of that. Yep. And yeah, this is just over. This is just over. All right, so Graif takes the early lead, 2.5 to 1.5. Looking at the players' faces, Auger looks a little disgruntled. He looks like he's a little fatigued and tired from what's happening. Let's see if he goes with something different, though. So right now we still have the e4. They go back to the Sicilian. He goes back to c3. I'm kind of wanting him, even though he was able to eke out a draw last time, I'm wanting him to switch this lineup. If he's going to get into a Sicilian, I would rather him go either close Sicilian or get into some more standard type of classical openings, or maybe even a Smith Morra if he's going to feel comfortable sacking pawns. But to continue into c3, I'm not liking what he's getting out of these positions at all. Okay, so this is a slightly different variation. Black is playing for the fianchetto here, which is when you put the bishop behind the trifecta of pawns. Last time he was trying to pull it out this way. He would push e6 and then bring the bishop out this way. He's going to see if this one's better. I think this does get black's king to safety even faster. And now since he's trying to develop, notice that he's also compromising taking the c3 pawn immediately. So when he would stifle his development and keep the bishop in its original position in rook, he was willing to give up the c3 pawn. All right. Now that he's trying to get the fianchetto going and do some other stuff, now the king steps up to secure the c3 pawn. So there is no pawn advantage. So, I mean, hey, let's see what he gets out of it. All right, he's going for the double up on the b7 pawn. The rook and the bishop are both, of course, hitting. This can be easily solved by either going rook up to c7, or you can actually just push to b5. All right, left-hand man says, wow, I missed most of the grudge match. May the best team win, though. Yeah, so right now, those were the scores. 110.5, New York, 92.5, Chicago. So we definitely have our work cut out for us in Chicago. We got to come back. Big Peter, welcome all. Should be a good match. Peter Giannatos, welcome to the stream. He is the owner of the Charlotte Chess Center. A great guy, has done several streams for the National Blitz League. Support him on Twitch. Peter, if you have a YouTube page, let us know that as well. We can send you guys some followers on there as well. But this dude is a good guy. Make sure you stay in tune with them. He just had a phenomenal match, Invitational, out in Charlotte, where he had some of the strongest chess players from across the country fly in and get it in, man. They were trying to earn some international master norms, some GM norms. I haven't even seen all the results from that tournament, but Peter Giannatos, welcome to the stream, man. All right, let's get back to some chess. Okay, so again, pawn positions matter. All right, to more novice players, a lot of times they're willing to give away pawns willy-nilly and freely. To higher level players, it is very important to hold on to your pawn. So as you can see, that pawn that was here was isolated. It did not have a pawn in one of these rows next to it. Same thing with this one. There's no pawn in either of these files. And same thing with this one. No pawn next to it. So these pawns are very weak, which is why I would give a slight edge to black in this position. But like I said, a lot of chess left. White's pieces are very active. If you look at this, his pieces are all kind of clobbled up together. White has the ability to hit some diagonals, attack some pawns. So let's see what he can make of it. I believe what he's going for also is if he tries to push the pawn, he might not, but he may consider taking the knight and trying to get one of those pawns back. I don't think it's worth it. I think the black square bishop, dark square bishop is much more powerful than a knight. And if he takes with the rook here, of course that doesn't sit. Trying to get the fork. Okay. Come inside the house, of course. Let's stay ahead on time, see what we can work out. Okay, black is finagling into a solid, better position. That knight that was in a garbage square has now all the way came back to a powerful square on f5. I'm thinking we need to drive him out. Oh, okay. He snatches the pawn. That's been sitting there for a little while. All right, if he takes this pawn, you always got to be careful because, of course, the rook will slide behind and snap this pawn and then also collect this pawn across. Okay, so you don't want to be eager. You want to set it up, preferably by probably pushing pawn here. Okay, defend this. H3. There we go. Okay. Do we go for the push past, or do we step off and just try to... Okay, he steps off. Yep, bring the king in. The king is slowly but surely getting closer and closer. Time is a problem. Graif has 15 seconds left. And based on that, okay, protect the pawn. Cool. And then white should be able to finish this with the time advantage on top of having a piece exchange up. So he has a rook, which is worth 5, versus the bishop, which is worth 3. Ouch. Unnecessary. Okay, so now black, that was initially in a very that's a queen. All right, they're blitzing. They've abandoned all logic. They're just pushing pieces. This is more than enough time. Graif is actually going to finish this and mate pasta. That has to hurt. That has to hurt. To be up the advantage, have an initiative on time, and still get checkmated, that has to hurt. Will goes to school in Chicago, though. Jake Biderman, you are 100% correct. He is a student at the University of Chicago. But that's just for school. He's a native of New York. So that's why he's repping NY. but a very smart dude. I believe he's at University of Chicago for statistics, maybe. Last time I spoke to him about it. But very smart dude. So you're right, but he's originally from New York. Which Enem is from Chicago. Milton, Potzer play. The guy in the middle of the screen. Michael, he's actually the one from Chicago. Yep, left-hand man already answered it for you. Perfect. Let's go, Mike. Sorry, autocorrect. Oh, Big Vaughn in the building. What's up, Vaughn? What up, young Muhammad? Okay, and he got okay. Yeah. So it's spelled Muhammad. Yep. No problem about autocorrect. Let's go, Mike. What's up, Angel? Okay, Angel Lopez is in the building. He's tuned in. This is the coach and the team captain for the New York chess team. Welcome to the stream, Angel. Booyah, nice one, Graif. I think it hurt badly. Yeah, that was a rough one. That last one to be. Congratulations on the name, man. Thanks, Vaughn. I miss you, brother. You know, quarantine and everything, not being in the park. That we haven't seen each other in quite some time. But thank you for the congratulations, my brother. All right, make sure if you haven't, anybody who used to follow me at God Daniel X, the handle did change, as Vaughn is mentioning in the chat. It is now Muhammad, Daniel Muhammad. So follow me on all of the platforms, Lee Chess, chess.com, and all of that good stuff, even social media at God D Muhammad, as you see in my username. All right, let's slap that on the screen real quick, right there. God D Muhammad at the bottom. All right. All right, let's see what's happening here. Okay, so he's repeating these positions. Auger is going to force his way through. Last time we talked about how this pawn here was weak, right? Because there's nothing supporting it. So this is always a focal point, and the more focal points that you give to your opponent in chess, the more likely it is that you slip something. All right, so let me see how he's getting to this position. Let me see if I come up with a better. Okay, so he's playing a Sicilian very aggressively. All right, so that's how he's getting to it. So they're pushing past. He's going back, and he's immediately going F5. Okay, so in this position, what would be the better alternative here? Because, of course, he wants the free pawn. So that's why he's taking that immediately and trying to get the free pawn. But if it's going to cause you to have a weak position and also open up the F file, I don't know if it's the best. All right, so he takes there. All right, and I think that might have been a rushed move on White's behalf. Maybe not. Let me see. Let me see. So he gives the pawn right back, allowing for that. I don't know, man. I just don't like it. It's too risky for Black, and with the positions that White is getting. See how aggressive it is. He has some mate potentials. He's attacking the knight here. The bishop is waiting to get in on the action. It's hard and difficult to open up the file because your bishop is under attack. I just don't like. I don't like what Black is getting out of these positions. So I would recommend changing it up. Auger has been playing the Sicilian since we were little boys, going to the World Open and the Chicago Open and etc. So I know he's very comfortable with the Sicilian, but what he's getting right now out of these, I'm not liking it. You know, sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and switch up to something that you're getting better results from. Because if he goes down 4.5 to 1.5, that's definitely a game changer. Okay, let me check and make sure I'm not missing anything. Aggravated. Más o menos, hit or miss, Chase. I don't know. Aggravated. I'll see if he likes it. Okay. So, regardless of what I thought about it, he has managed to get an even position out of this. And that's usually what Black is playing for. Equality. Ooh, check. And I think he's going to push past and try to get the bishops off the board. He doesn't. All right. Graif back down to 22 seconds. As you saw in the last game, ample time Nothing to worry about when you're experienced and playing on the clock. But Auger needs to keep that pressure on him, though. Just come back to the C file and secure your pawn. Yep, push. Go ahead and push, run it. Run it. Come on. There we go. All right, we definitely need Auger to pull this one out to keep the match somewhat close and keep him on his toes. Can't save it. Up the board. Yep, check, and then push the pawn. You're gonna have to. Oh, wait. He can't stop the queen. Can he mate him? And that's mate. Perfect. Posture play pulls that one out. The score is now 2.5, 3.5. This is what I was hoping for. Honest to God, truth. I want him to stay close in these blitz games, and I'm willing to bet that in those bullet games, Auger is gonna take off. Also, shameless plug, guys. Season 3 of the National Blitz League is completed. We've had about 2 months since it's been over. In the very near future, we will begin to make preparations to begin season number 4. If you are a chess player that would like to play from with a chess league with players from the lower levels of 14, 15, 1600, all the way through to Grandmasters, this would be a phenomenal league for you to play in. We want you to log on to our website at nblchess.live. That's NBL, stands for National Blitz League, nblchess.live. And check out some of the teams. Check out what we have to offer. And once season 4 begins to unravel and we get underway, we would love to have one of our coaches see your name on the roster to see if they want to draft you for season 4. So check that out when you get some time. I'll actually put it. I wonder if I can type something. Milton Thornton says, "How do you become a master in chess?" First, it's a lot of time. So you want to play in over-the-board tournaments. Playing online, we do get ratings, but these ratings are not considered "quote unquote" official. So to be a chess master, you have to have an official rating, which means you have to go to tournaments, compete against other high-level players, and perform on a high level consistently in order to achieve the National Master title. So in the United States, the requirements for the National Master title is to compete competitively, and you want to get your rating to 2200 to be a National Master. Ratings start all the way down into the early hundreds. So beginners and children generally start out with the 100, 200, 300 point mark. And it goes as high as the super grandmasters, which generally are rated 28-ish, 2700s, and that type of thing. But to be a national master, you have to make it to the rating of 2200, meaning that every time you win a game, you get points. Every time you lose a game, you lose points. Every time you draw a game, it can go one way or the other. If you draw somebody who's stronger than you, you can gain points, but not as many as a win. If you draw somebody less than you or weaker or quote unquote weaker than you, then you lose more points. So that's pretty much what it is. It's a lot of time commitment, a lot of studying. Every opening that you're seeing being played tonight is something that they've studied. It's in books, so there's a requirement to kind of study a little bit. But I say take it a step at a time. Right now, with chess being free to play online, I would recommend going to leechess.org, which is the website that we're playing on right now, or to go to chess.com and just play regularly. See if you have a love of the game, a natural knack for the game. And there's so much free content out that's available on YouTube that you can at least have your hands full and get solid instruction by just being a YouTube student for your first year or so of playing the game. A little bit about me. I've been playing chess since I was a little boy. So my National Master title comes from years and years of labor and hard work and competing nationally and all that other good stuff. But to each his own, it's never too late. It's a great game. It's highly addictive. We encourage people to play chess as much as they can. All right. Let me make sure I'm not missing nothing. Go Piranhas. Chase Ford, you've been rooting for the Piranhas since season 1, I want to say, or season 2 when we came up with the team names. Piranhas were a non-factor. Even though they represented Chicago this past season, they were a non-factor in the playoffs. So, To each his own. Root for who you want to root for. Matter of fact, speaking of that, Michael Auger was actually the head coach of the Chicago Piranhas for the season. So he's Chicago to the bone. Chicago tournament, city versus city, and also Chicago for the NBL as well. Okay, it's a good game. Premier Chess. Welcome, National Master Evan Rabin, another native New Yorker. Welcome to the stream. All right, let me get into a little something. All right, we got us an end game. It is even. They both have a bishop, a knight, equal pawns. Ooh, he gives them the runner. All right, that's what we call a pre-move, y'all. When you make a move without seeing what your opponent is going to do, the system will recognize it and make you move that move once the person. So pre-move is like, if I was playing right now, I could do this and make this move. And as soon as he makes his move, the computer will make me push the pawn. So that's what just happened with there. You saw him take the pawn. It's not that he's garbage and it was a trick to it. He just already had a move in the system that it recognized and made him play. All right, Black definitely has the initiative now with the pass pawn, with an additional pawn. Black is going to probably eke this out. It's even time, so I don't see him getting flagged. White is going to kind of get overwhelmed and swarmed. Ouch. Yep, that drops the bishop. No way to save it. Here comes the pawn, and that should be ball game. All right, Graif takes a 4.5 to 2.5 lead. I'm going to let these guys know at any point if they would like to take a break. They are more than welcome to. All right. I let them know that they have one timeout apiece in the match. So whenever they feel the need to do it, they can feel free and take that break if they need a break. Each timeout is about 3 minutes in duration, just a quick breather, get a little drink of water. If you got a coach, get him on the line, see if he has some words of wisdom for you or something he wants you to switch up. But they both will have one timeout for the match, and they will also get a brief break at the intermission of 11 games. Right now, we have played 7 games. The first part is the 3-minute chess is a total of 11, so they have 4 games left, including this one. And then we'll take a brief 3 to 5 minute break, and then they will go into straight 10-minute lightning or bullet chess, which is 1 minute, no delay. They have to get their game done in 60 seconds or less. All right. Let's check the stream. Any other comments? Let's go, Graif. Man, New York NBA. What are Chicago fans at, man? I got any Chicago love in here? I know Chase is repping Chicago. Premier, Angel. They got a bunch of New Yorkers in the chat. What are Chicago heads at? Okay, let's see. If I was Black, what would I do? Because I need my boy Auger to win. I think to reroute this bishop may be a solid plan. So maybe go bishop d6, try to see if he leaves this square vulnerable, come in and attack that rook, throw it off, and then maybe even clog up the center by going bishop. Nope, he doesn't like it. Okay, but he's rerouting to get to better squares. This pawn is hanging. He has the 2 hit, and Black has the 2 pieces protecting it, so he's fine for now. He may be able to even get away with maybe g5 and getting the bishop on that diagonal. Let's see what he decides. Well, actually, it's white to move. It's not an easy position. Lock that up. Don't let him push too deep. Lock it up. Okay. White right now has a difficult time developing because his pieces have no life. So this bishop is behind the pawns, right? He doesn't have life right now. He's trying to free it up right now by pushing this one. These knights really don't have activity because everywhere they go, they'll get taken, right? So the knights are kind of dead. This rook is hidden behind the rook. I'm sorry, behind the king. So Black needs to make a move right now. I think it's the perfect time for it. He has to be careful, though, because this little cute move here, bishop h3, pins the knight to the king, and now this does not have enough protectors. So he may need to jump in with the knight, but this one actually hangs. So I think black may be losing a pawn here, which will also free his position. I would say clog it up. He may go here, but you also have the ability to come in and take that pawn. He doesn't. Okay. Yep. So that's gonna cost him the exchange. So he's gonna get the knight and the rook. Oh, cute, but there was another fork lingering. So now he's down the exchange. However, black's position is overwhelming because his pieces can't get active, right? So even though these pieces are on the board, it's as I say that, he drops a very crucial pawn. But even though as these pieces are on the board, he's opening it up. If you can keep the pieces from being able to play in the game, it's almost as if you don't have them, right? So that rook was in the corner. As long as he's in the corner, he's on the board, so it seems like he has a rook. But if he can't get in the game, because I'm keeping this rook buried in the back corner, even though he has it, it doesn't really exist. But once he allowed this board to open up and his rook to get active, it's totally different now. Black now has to put something together to stop white from finishing this. Ouch, 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 ouch. All right, let's see if he could finagle something. Oh, the fork. Oh, the last move. Okay, so the king couldn't step back because all of the squares are kind of taken. But this move right here was crucial, right? So again, they're down to the last few seconds. This move looks like a guaranteed winner, right? So he goes here thinking that you can't stop the queen because the king can't retreat. But this little cute move here saves the day, right? Knight here. So if he pushes the pawn, the knight comes here, checks the king, and takes the queen. He can't stop these pawns. They will just run recklessly. All right, these guys are blitzing. Let's catch up. Ouch. Very close games, man, but man, Graif is just putting some stuff together today. 5.5, 2.5. We just need him to stay close. There's what, 3 games left? Nope, 2 games left. Auger needs both of these bad because he needs to keep it close and do his magic in the bullet portion. Man, it's rough. It's rough. These guys came to play some chess. Shout out becoming Milton says, congrats on becoming a master. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm officially a national master for those who don't know. Appreciate the love. And then where can I go in Chicago so I can get started in open tournaments? With the quarantine, it's not that much happening right now. But in Chicago, we have our fair share of tournaments. The biggest one each year is usually in May. Towards the end of May, it's called the Chicago Open. So I would start there. I would say look that up. But before going to the Chicago Open, you want to get some smaller tournaments under your belt. So stay abreast of. There's a few great starter tournaments. So you want to keep tabs on the Chicago Chess Center. You can find them on Facebook. They usually have some great starter tournaments. You can also look up Renaissance Knights. They have great starter tournaments as well. Anybody else? If there's anyone in the chat that knows of some local Chicago starter tournaments, please post it. Let us know. That question was asked on YouTube. So if you guys can go to YouTube and let them know. All right. Just like I'm a LeBron and I'm Kenny fan, no matter what team you go to, I'm a Kenny fan. Absolutely, man. James Kenny. We was looking to get a little commentary out of Kenty. He must have a tied up, busy schedule. He wasn't able to contribute to the streams for this matchup, but you know, he's an official NBL streamer, so always showing him some love. James Jeffrey says they sleeping. Sleeping on what, James? Okay, so I'm liking this. This is a change of pace. Oh, he's down a piece, though. So I was wondering how he got these past pawns. He's actually down a piece. So he has an extra bishop. But this is very dangerous. All right, if there's any rookies on the line, getting the pawn all the way up the board, once you get it to the final square, you have the ability to promote it to any piece that you would like. So generally, the number one piece you want is a queen because it's the most powerful piece. So when you have these pawns going up the board like this, it's always a good thing. Always a good thing. All right, I say come in the house. We in there kicking the dough. Okay, he blocks us from coming in. Yep. See if you can connect the pawns. Remember, anytime you leave pawns isolated by themselves, it's dangerous. So he's putting his bishop there to hope that black will take, and you get the pawns to go up together, which is even more dangerous. Oh, he drops to the fork. Come on. Oh, this is starting to hurt a little bit. Ouch. Okay, so now this is resignable. He's going to play it out because, of course, Chicago, we need every single point. So he's going to try to fight and try to at least get a draw. But this is rough. This is rough. Waving the 4-4. Yep. This is rough, guys. Yep. Anytime you're up, you just consolidate. That is the 9th. Nope, that's the 10th game. This is the final game of the first half of the match. The Blitz series is over, and then the match will go accelerated. It'll be all lightning after this. Okay, so it looks like he switched up slightly. Because remember he was going for the B5 stuff in those last games. He was playing a Sicilian, but he would immediately go A6, B5, and push on him. All right, so he got rid of that. He's playing a much more solid version of this, in my opinion. So let's see how he handles it, because he definitely needs the victory. So he doesn't want to take any unnecessary risk, but you also don't want to go straight turtle shell either, because you're going to wind up getting a draw or losing. So you kind of got to be comfortable to play your own style, but know how to manage risk a little bit better so that you can at least secure a third game and go into the bullet portion at least with a decent margin that you could come back from. All right, after this one, we're going to do a quick interview with the players, just see how they feel and see what their thoughts are. And then we'll get it started we'll do a quick break, and then we'll get started with the bullet portion immediately after that. So hang tight, y'all. This match is coming to a close. We're almost done. Blitz portion is just about finished. I'm liking bishop to knight to b4. All right, he's threatening the fork, but he's also threatening the pawn here. The queen, of course, is hitting that pawn. Where does he go? What's better? What's stronger? I say knight. Oh, I would have went knight. Okay, so I think the reason he went queen is, of course, if you get the exchange, the knight comes in, it kind of holds the position down. You also have some other potentials with pushing c4, getting the bishop to come to c5, and trying to finagle some tactics on the dark squares. Yep. And then you'll see bishop come in and try to finagle some type of exchange or draw or whatever he's interested in. Let's do a pawn count. I think the game is the piece count is pretty even. This is exactly what I was talking about the last game when I said stifling the development. These two pieces, although they're on the board, they have no life whatsoever. So I think bishop here check. Let's go b6 and then maybe put the bishop on the light squares. Looks like a solid game plan to me. Come on, b6. Or if he doesn't want to go b6, maybe even here, right? Bishop d7 and then bishop c6. So either way, but I just think this dark square bishop needs to be on these light squares. So that's what we need to do. Throw in the towel, Andrew says. Throw in the damn towel. All right. Well, what movie was that? My boy always says that. What movie was that? Okay, so he's trying to free his position. He retreats the knight to get that knight out of that square. Now he can try to maybe sack a pawn or push the pawn so that his bishop can get free and he can get some life to that rook. So sometimes if you can hold them down and keep them clogged, ooh, let's go. Light squares, come on, pots to play, and he's up an entire minute. So I think this was a good game plan. This shows that Graif is a little bit uncertain in this variation as opposed to that B5 stuff that he was doing. So maybe we'll see it again in the bullet portion. Rocky. Yeah, Rocky. Oh, there we go. Got an exchange. That's called a skewer, right? When you attack a piece and that piece in front has to respond, but it's something hiding in the background. So he just gave away a 3-point piece to get 5. That's a good thing. We want to secure the home front, so go ahead and secure your pawn. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Oh, this drops. He can't hold it. Ooh, what about this? Will he see it? With 14 seconds, it's not easy, but this looks like a piece. He can get back in the swing of things. Oh, he must have been lagging right there. Or was I lagging? One of us was lagging. Snap. Yeah. So Potts play, Michael Auger is gonna come back and get himself another victory. It looks like it'll be 3.5, 6.5, 3-point lead to New York. But as we all know in past cage matches, Auger shines when it's bullet. So let's see what he's able to pull out. All right, that's ball game. Perfect. All right, so let's check in with the players. Wasn't that wait? Wasn't that 11 games? Wait, am I missing something? 9. Oh, that's 10. One more game. I'm sorry. One more game. One more game. Come on, Michael. One more game before we switch over to the bullet. Okay. Same variation. And they call this a transpose. This is a transposition, I think it's called. Where you play the same opening but just a different move order. And this is totally different now. Perfect. Okay, so let's see what Auger can do with this. Okay, he wants to double up the pawn, so he's, of course, hoping that black will just sit there and let him take. He'll have to take back with the pawn, and whenever you have 2 pawns on the same file, it's like a line. Like people are behind each other, bumping into each other. So black is, of course, not going to allow that to happen. And he saw fit to take here. I think that's cool. It allows for him to take back and also develop, which is always a good thing. But does he want to snap here is also the question. I say keep it simple. I would just take the pawn on c3, and let the queen exchange come naturally on its own. Because taking here doesn't really do everything that you would like for it to do. I think it actually opens up black's position. Because the black king will step off, then the rooks come to center fast. So to slow him down a little bit, I like this variation where he's, again, this rook and his bishop is kind of tied up. It's starting to look like a common thread or a common theme in Graif's positions. He seems to always have these two pieces being the last to develop. So if I was to prep against him, I would try to figure out how to manipulate that. Go ahead and help him to undouble your pawns. So again, we got the same problem I was talking about. Both pawns on the same file. That's not a good thing. They're going to bump into each other and slow each other's progress down. Right now is due to this double isolated pawn and due to the fact that black has 1 extra pawn, I'm giving the edge to black as far as having an advantage. Is it easy to convert the advantage? I don't think so. All right. Let's see. Okay. So when the position looks like this, you shouldn't be quick to exchange pieces, because if you take this straight to the end game, right, more than likely black will win. They have one extra pawn, and also you have the double isolated, which are slow, and not only is it slow, but it allows for it to be more easily attacked. So black will pretty much win in an in-game position. So you want to try to hold on to your pieces as best as possible and try to finagle and complicate things, as opposed to just trading off the rooks and getting rid of everything on the board. All right, after this, we'll check in with the players, see where their head is, and let them take a brief break, a little quick water break, bathroom break, or whatever it is, and then we'll finish up with the last 10 bullet games. It's 1 minute, 0-second delay, so it'll go very quickly. He can actually retreat, so don't mess up your pawn structure. You actually want to take with the rook here, even though, taking with the pawn would seem like you're keeping yourself safer, but now he's undoubled his pawns. And be careful, be careful, be careful. Where's the tactics? Boom, he comes in, retreat. Oh, you can't. Well, you actually. So he's gonna lose his pawn. Once rook steps over, there's no way to secure the. Oh, he's going for the trade. Okay, so he's trying to play off the fact that he has the extra pawn. He's gonna get rid of all of these pieces. Yep. And now he's gonna try to convert this 4 on 3. Right, so you want to tie up the king to this side and try to hold the pawns, and then you run down the 4 versus 3 on this side. So let's see if he can properly execute this. Time is pretty much even, so that's not really an issue right now. This is easily drawable, so you don't just want to go crazy. You want to be very methodical about it. And I think that was his mistake. So that's it. That's it. Yep. And now that's not fast enough. He could actually just went this way. And he's gonna go back and sack, check him. Okay, now he sacks and just runs this one. All right, so they're gonna resign. Graif is gonna take a 7.5 to 3.5 lead. Ouch. 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 Run it. Go, Jim, to 5. Come on. Yep. All right. So let's check in with the fellas. Fellas, great match thus far. Graif jumps out to an early lead, 7.5 to 3.5. Just real quick before you guys take your break, tell us how you're feeling. Great. Michael, you want to start?
Sorry, there was a lot of echo.
Yeah, I just muted him. He's good. But how you feeling about the first part of the match, man?
Yeah, obviously it could have gone better. I had some things prepared, and we've had a lot of battles in that A6 close Sicilian before, and I think he's pulled out a couple new things. So hopefully we can turn around and bullet.
Graif, what's your take, man? How you feeling thus far?
Yeah, quite good. It's been a lot of end games. Been a lot of games that come down, to the end. Time has been a big factor. I think that's something I got to watch more. But I'm happy with the way I've played in end games, and Michael's a very strong player. He's had a pretty good score against me, but I think the openings have mattered, and I've gained time advantages in the openings, and it's been a help.
All right. So do you guys need a break? Bathroom break? Anything?
I'm good, but whatever's fine.
All right. So good luck, fellas. There'll be 10 lightning games, 1 minute, 0-second delay. We're still streaming on Facebook and YouTube. So good luck, and may the best man win.
Good luck.
All right. So they should be sending the challenge shortly. This will go crazy fast. Yep, that was 11. I'm sorry, they were commenting. I wanted to make sure they were good. Okay, so yeah, there's 10 more games, everyone. 1 minute apiece. regardless of how much of a position you have, an advantage you have, if that clock runs out, that's ball game. So Michael is known for his crazy speed. I've seen this dude with like 2 or 3 seconds left. And in those 2 or 3 seconds, he makes about 15 moves based on his pre-moving and his great internet connection speed. But it looks like they're going right back into the same lines. Let's see if the faster time controls make a difference. I think out of that opening, I'm starting to see the pattern that it looks like the answer to holding it solid for black and actually having like a great position is this little awkward looking knight d8 move. That looks like the key to that puzzle. And I think they've probably played this opening many times. And after a few games of analysis, Graif found out that knight d8 was the killer setup. And that's what's allowing him to get these phenomenal positions because black is really just cruising when it comes to this. These pawns can't be stopped. They always get to rolling. It looks like it's going to be the exact same in this game, but let's hope that Auger can pull something out and at least complicate things. Yep, that knight on d8 is the glue. Yeah. I'm starting to see that knight d8 look like it just holds everything. It looks awkward, you know what I mean? And that goes back to like being prepped, because it's not a natural looking move, but you know, is really holding. Lakers and Heat tied, 2 minutes and some change left. Yes, I know I'm commenting on a chess match when the LA Lakers are locking horns right now, and my boy LeBron James is handling that business. Ooh, and this is what I mean by speed. All right, Auger is closing the gap 4.5, 7.5. Again, what it takes to get the series clinched is 11 points. Neither player is there quite yet, and I'm willing to bet that Auger is going to begin to make some moves. As you can see, Graif just took a sip of water. He sees that it's real out here. It's real. This is not Blitz. This is not 3-0. 1-0 is totally different. But speaking of that, Angel, shout out to LeBron James. People were always hating on my mans, but it looks like he's going to get another ship this year. Phenomenal team. If they're tied at 2 minutes left, I know Jimmy Butler had to have like a crazy game again. I'm wondering what his stats are. If you're tuned into that game as well, let me know, guys, what's the stats on the game. What's Jimmy Butler? Because that's really the only thing that saved him in that first one. I mean, not the first one, but in game number 3, I think it was, and it was possibly going, and he just had a phenomenal, crazy performance. But how often can you go crazy like that and go bananas? All right, let's see. Okay, so now Auger is down a piece, but no, he's not. It's even. What am I talking about? So it looks like he's going to get another game because these 4 pawns, once all the smoke clears, it's going to be very difficult to stop. Slap the rook behind it and get to pushing. Yep. Push. All right. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Don't get too thirsty and push. Yep. And there we go. They're rolling. Can't stop them. Push this one first. Get behind him. Ugh. The king is a little too close. All right. Now bring the king over for assistance, and you should be fine. Ball game. All right, he can hang it up. Auger brings it up 5.5, 7.5. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Chicago. We on the board, baby. Told you this guy. He had to stay close in the blitz, and his bullet is a game changer. Let's rock with it. Can he pull off a adoption? Anybody from Chicago feels like there's an adoption potential here? Okay, he got his position again. What's up with this? Oh, wait, yeah, the knight got to move. Man, that knight d8 is really something to study. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more deeply. It just does everything that it needs it to do. Okay, so Auger's managing to hold on to this pawn now on c3. His bishop, of course, is a lot more active than Black's. Ooh, and he just goes down the exchange as I say that. It's not over. Bring the knight in. Let's try to finagle some pawn advantages. Now the knight is horrible. Okay, he's breaking through. Let's see what he can do. Bring the knight back in. Oh, I like that. I like it. Check. I think you need the rook. Yeah, hold on to it. And he's gonna be forced to. Oh, he sacks. Okay. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, Auger is down on time on this one. Graif has definitely sped it up. He said he's not losing any more on the board. Can he get back to stop that pawn? I don't think so. Yeah, so Graif is going to come back in and get the victory and keep the pressure on Auger. Great game. Good game. Good game. Good game. All right, 8.5, 5.5. Adoption is officially off the table. 31, 12, and 11. Jimmy Butler, I knew it. He had to have another triple-double in order to keep them in, and he's going off down the stretch. And, of course, so is LeBron. Man, y'all making me jealous. All right. Speaking of this, don't forget, come back on Sunday. We will have a evening match at let me get my stats or my actual record. They will be slugging it out. I know International Master George Lee will be representing Chicago, and International Master Raven Sturt will be representing NYC. They will be getting it in this Sunday, October the 11th, at 8 p.m. Central. All right, so hopefully my co-host will be present. Y'all know we always have us a good time when my man's Remy is present with me on stream. So I'm going to hopefully he can join us on Sunday, and then we'll have one final matchup on Thursday of next week between Yakov, the famous, infamous Yakov of New York, versus Jacob. What's his last name? Jacob. I forget his last name. Let's see. All right, versus Jacob Furfine, or Furfany. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, but he's a FIDE master out of Chicago. And of course, if you are a strong chess player, you know of Yakov as well. So it should be a phenomenal match. We only have 2 matches left for Chicago to close this gap. At this rate, this is going to be a close match, so I don't see us making a lot of progress. However, pulling out a win for Auger in this match would definitely be a bonus. So we're definitely rooting for him to go ahead and finish this out. And it looks like he's going to get this game as well. After he gets this one, you can't stop that pawn going down the H file. Absolutely. Kick it over, and there we go. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. There's nothing stopping you. Uh-oh, yeah. Rook checkmate. All right, let's go. Pots are played. 7.5, 8.5. It is now a 1-game difference. Can Michael Auger finish up, not finish up, but close this gap in this next game? If they need a break, they both still have a timeout. 108, 107 Lakers, 20 seconds, Heat ball. Wow. Wow. 1 point difference, 20 seconds left. Let's see if my boy can close out the deal and leave it as a season to remember. Not only winning a championship, not only further etching himself in the halls of fame, but also repping for our beloved Kobe Bryant and bringing the ship back to LA after the tragic passing of him not too long ago. Let's see what happens. All right, I know the ball is going to be in the hands of Jimmy Butler. You got to throw Anthony Davis on him for the defense, and leave LeBron lurking like a linebacker, waiting for a over the top type of swat or something like that. But throw Anthony Davis on him for the last 20. Okay, this is not that simple. Of course, he wants to lock in, but after not having that pawn on d5, it makes it difficult for that knight to stay where he wanted to stay. Of course, the rook wants to slide over and challenge the file. And white has a piece advantage. Let's see what Auger can do. Again, time is of the essence. He solidifies a strong center and gives up another piece. Oh, he's going for the exchange. Be careful. Check. Yep. Step over. Get your pawn. Knight. Go back. Secure your stuff. Oh! Okay, Auger. Yes. Ties it up. 8.5, 8.5. Oh! Jimmy drove and got fouled, made both. Who was sticking them, Angel? Did they throw Anthony Davis on him? Come on. Here we go. Yes. Auger. Jimmy drove and got fouled, made both. Yeah. Auger. My man's. He ties it up at 8.5, y'all. This is now officially a match. This can go either way. If he can pull this out and just finish up the final few games and give us a few more points of a lead, it would be amazing. And this might be one of the most solid performances thus far in this matchup. King D2. Ouch. King D2. All right. Bishop check. Now he got to, yeah. This is not good. Not good at all. And he's not going for the, yep. He's trying to build that coffin, and he has to be careful because if that bishop moves, you have bishop check and then mate over here. He should have waited. I think he would have eventually made that mistake and moved that light square bishop and could have got it to mate. All right, black is clearly in the advantage here. Let's see if Michael can put together some type of combination to complicate things and maybe try to push it to a time issue. Ouch. At least if you're going to go for the mate, you have to go to the C file. Green missed the game winner. Jimmy drove and got fouled. Green missed the game winner. Dang. All right. Maybe that's a good sign. All right. The reason, of course, I want LeBron James to win, Angel, but the reason that may be a good sign is that the people who were losing came back to win. All right. And that's what we need Michael Auger to do right now, which is he's been down for the majority of the match, but to come back and win is what we need him to do. And that's checkmate. All right. Graif takes the 1-game lead back. That is 18 games. That means there's 3 left. So if they want to send us into overtime, Auger needs to at least win the next 2 games. If he wants to win, he needs 2.5 to secure the victory. So at least a draw and both have to be wins. Or he can do the overtime thing. And if we do an overtime, we will play it out by doing an additional 3 games. All 3 games will be bullet chess, and the person that wins the majority will be the winner of today's cage match. All right, so they might have some additional games. It's very close. I can see this possibly going into overtime, but let's hope as a CCB. I'm sorry if y'all hear all that beeping. That's the NBL trash talk chat. They're lit about Green missing that shot. Come on, Auger, stay focused. Don't worry about that playoff game. We need you to close the deal. Tie this up, take the lead, and then either draw or win. Check, trade, and get to the back rank. 7th rank. Okay, cool. Got to come back and secure yours. All right, push these pawns, man. Go for the win. We don't need any draws. You got to go for the win. Push them pawns. Ouch. He can't come off the back line. Ugh, he drops the pawn. Oh, but wait, he can come here. And now he's going to push on it. Yep. That's what check. Good, good, good. What can he do? Snap. Come on. Let's go, Auger. Can he prevent? Oh, with check. That's the pain of bullet. Oh, this is going to be a draw. Oh. 9-10. He fended him off. Danny Green is terrible. He was wide open. Green missed the game winner. I know. Maybe another day. Why was it in his hands in the first place? I don't know. I didn't see the game, but I'm assuming they should have had 30,000 better options available to put on that floor at that moment in time. But for whatever reason, they gave him the ball. I mean, what happened to Davis? I mean, you can even put it in my man's Caruso hands for the final moment. He's been known to not fear from the lights, but to put it in Danny Green's hands, you know, it's why they're going to a game 6 now. Yeah, take the dark squares. I'm liking it. I would have took the dark squares though. I would have rerouted the knight. All right, white has the outside pass pawn. Don't get mated. Don't get up. Don't give up any pieces. Or can he just push? I think he may be able to just put. Don't give up any pieces. I said. Okay, he definitely needs to take the outside passer. Now go get you. Can he get the piece? Just put some pressure on him. Keep it there. F4. Check. We don't need any draws, man. No draws. Figure this out. But he has to stay alert on time. He's down to a 8-second difference. Graif has definitely sped his play up as this match has gone on. What can he do? Let's see. Okay, it looks like he's secured the H pawn. All right, so he should be able to collect both of those pawns. He's trying to disrupt something. Does he take it? Yeah, take it. Take it. You got to take that, man. And Graif will probably be comfortable with this with a draw here. So hopefully Auger can wiggle this out. Check on the back. Now he's gonna trade the rook. Graif is holding it down, man. Nerves of steel. I mean, what can we say? That's 11, and he takes the match. 11 points was to clinch. There's one final game. They must play all 21 games. Every point matters, even though we would have hoped that Auger could have pulled that one out. Graif with nerves of steel. Go ahead and he clutched the win. Man, New York has come to play, man. I got to give it to the NY Cats, man. They even when it seems like the momentum is shifting, they've been very even keel, playing with nerves of steel, hanging in there. So, you know, I thought for sure Auger was going to come back in his bullet portion, but I guess I'm salty. Okay, that's a rook. So when you have matches this close, you pretty much just nullify each other's points. Somehow he's coming back. So hopefully Auger can win this one and it kind of just be like this match never happened. Even though we did need some more points, but of course this was a team overall effort. Shout out to Auger. Even though he didn't pull out the victory, he definitely kept this one close and entertaining. So shout out to him. Shout out to Graif. We will do a quick post-game interview just to see what their thoughts were on the match. But it is what it is. And now there's an exchange he's about to go down. Oh, that's a whole piece, actually. He could just sack that and call it a ball game if you want. What? This is weird. Some very weird chess. All right, so I think he's going to go for the draw. That means that this match will probably end, unless he gets flagged, 11.5, 9.5. That was a free rip. All right, and they draw. Okay, so 9.5, 11.5. Let's tune in with the players. All right, fellas. Great match, man. That was down to the wire, a nail biter. Congratulations to National Master William Graif. He secured the victory. I actually thought that Audra was gonna pressure you and make you ball up and fold. So shout out to you for having those nerves of steel, man. I admit I'm salty because I was definitely saying Audra's about to come back and he's gonna do this and that. So how you feeling, Graif?
All right. I didn't know you were saying that. I didn't know that was the prediction, but glad to have proved you wrong there, buddy. No, I mean, coming out of the blitz, I was definitely feeling very good, and then he came out very strong in the bullet. Obviously, I think he won 4 of the first 5 games. But I didn't really like going into this match. I thought I'd be okay in both. So, I just kind of had to pull myself together, make sure I was playing quickly, make sure I was seeing everything. But bullet can get pretty crazy. So yeah, this was a good match. This was very hard fought. I'm very proud to.
Yeah, man. Congratulations again. Michael, how you feeling, man? I know it was so close. It was like it was right there in your grasp, and somehow those nerves of steel kicked in for Will. So how you feeling, Mike?
Yeah, we'll play great. I feel like I left some stuff on the table. I don't know. I felt a lot of fog today, but it's been too far since the NBL season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, side note, who were you guys rooting for in the NBA Finals today?
I'm a diehard Heat fan.
Heat, okay. So you're gonna be happy while you were grinding out the victory. Your Miami Heat came back to win in the final seconds, and they're sending it into a game 6.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Michael, who did you have for the playoffs?
I didn't care too much between the two teams. I guess I had a slight preference for the Lakers, but
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, so from what Angel was sharing with me, I was getting a play-by-play in the chat. He was saying LeBron got triple team in the final play, had to dish it out to Danny Green, and yeah, we know how that ended. So, nonetheless, sad you guys had to play during the playoffs. Hopefully you guys had a DVR. Great match, man. We'll be back here, guys, on Sunday. International Master George Lee is taking on International Master Raven Sturt. That will be at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Looking to have my co-host Remy Adekola to join me. But with that being said, are there any final words before we close today's broadcast, fellas?
Thanks for the match, Will. Good games.
Yeah, thank you. No, this was great. Thank you so much for hosting. This was a great match. I mean, I think Auger is a super strong player. So, I'm very proud of this one. Yeah.
All right, fellas, you all have a great day. And I see the New Yorkers are saying, I know Graif is a Chief fan and Heat 1-3-2. They're saying so. All your New Yorkers know you were rooting for them. But good games, guys, again. And we'll see everybody back on Sunday. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook, National Blitz League. Follow us, share us, subscribe to us, and also follow us on Twitch. If you're a Twitcher as well, we would love your follow. Everybody have a great weekend, and we will see you Sunday.